Hi students, it's Mr. Nech. Glad to be back and excited to be teaching. So today I'm going to be going over this homework 8.5, and you're going to need to know what an angle of elevation and depression are, and then I'll just use a homework example to go over that. But imagine you're like standing up here and you're looking down. This would be like this angle of depression. And then imagine you're up here looking up. This would be the angle of elevation. SOHCAHTOA, you better be really good with that. And then when to use this like inverse of tangent, sine, or cosine to find the angle. The whole homework was a tangent homework, by the way. All right, let's dive right in. So the angle of depression was FLS based on the homework. TSL or TW, I'll let you catch up on that. Go through it really quick. So if you have any questions, text me on these. These are kind of self-explanatory. Number 5, okay, so we had an angle, we had a side, and that's a tangent relationship because that's an opposite and an adjacent side to our given angle. So then I write tangent 65 is 45 over x. Cross multiply. 45 equals x times tangent stuff. Then you just divide that tangent stuff away. And then you actually just put this in your calculator and you'll get the 21.0 feet. Number 6 was, this is an angle of depression. Okay, but same thing, tangent of 32 is x over 120. Solve for x. Put it in your calculator. You should get 75 because it says round to the nearest whole number. So all this stuff was tangent. Number 7, we were x yards away. Something was 33 feet tall. We had this angle up here, so I just kind of redrew my rectangle because I have this angle, right? So I had to redraw everything. And then so I use it from here, opposite adjacent. Tangent of 20 is opposite adjacent, 33 over x. Solve for x. 33 divided by the tangent of 20 is 91.7 feet. So number 8, here's my little stick figure. You're standing 6 feet above, so eventually you subtract that off of 40. So there's a 36. You're 120 yards away, feet away from the statue. And the statue is 40 feet tall, but since you're 6 feet above, to you it's like 36 feet tall. And then you run your tangent operation. Tangent of some angle is 36 over 120. And then see how we have a tangent x is like a decimal. That's when you use the inverse tangent because this is saying what angle comes from this ratio of a fraction. And so you, in your calculator, do 0.03 inverse tangent and you'll get 16.7. All right, so we have, this one was an interesting one. This is where algebra gets pretty cool. So number 9, there's a helicopter and there's 2 people. There's Kim and L. And then they're standing 15 feet apart or meters apart. And they don't know how far away the helicopter is or how high the helicopter is. But somehow they were able to measure the angle that they saw, their angle of elevation, respective to their position to that helicopter. So assign the variables first. So your problem wanted me to call this x, but I called it L. So in my case, L is x. So we know that's 15 because they're 15 feet apart. We know that's 45 or 48, excuse me, and that's 55. So let's just start on this triangle right here. So like forget this little guy, imagine the big one. So you need a k plus L, but k is 15. So you're right. Tangent 48 is h over 15 plus L. Okay? And then that's an expression. And then solve that for h. So the other little triangle was tangent 55 is h over L this time. Solve for h. That one was done. So for part B, I distributed this tangent 48 like a number. And then I just simplified. So in my calculator, 48 tangent times 15 is 16.7. This is 1.11, and L is L. This simplified, tangent 55 is 1.43 times L. So now check this out. For part C, we have 2 equations for an h, and h is the height of the helicopter. And I want you to think abstractly. I know you're itching for like 80 or some mathematical number, but h is the height. And based on the math, the height is this 16.7 plus whatever L is times 1.11. Or it's 1.43 L, or 1.43 times L. So because it's the same thing, we equate them. That's what C wants you to do, which means drop the H's and set this part equal to that part, and then find L. Okay, this is like a fancy way of eliminating one variable to solve for the other. So I did it right here. Boom, I equate them, and we're solving for L. Step number 1 was move the 1.11 with subtraction. Step number 2 was divide 0.32. And step number 3 was round, 52.19. So this is L. That's the length from person L standing to the helicopter. So I just redrew that one and then go straight into the tangent like you know. Tangent 55 equals h over 52.19, which is what you found from here. And you arrived at the helicopter being 74.54 meters above the ground. All right, if you have any questions, text me and let's schedule a time.